Rainy tonight with downpours, rumbles of thunder, even patches of fog with some sunshine developing on Wednesday. Good Tuesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you can see the rain has already spread across much of East Tennessee with some locally heavy rain already occurring. Even the Smokies are under what's called a high wind warning from the National Weather Service that would have started at 7 p.m. and lasted till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But there's a pipeline. You can see it here, but also further south and west in a moment. But meanwhile, the rainfall amounts already in excess of an inch in some green areas in central Morgan County. It's only going to pile up from there as we head through the night tonight. But this pipeline actually producing about 4 tornadoes so far and counting across much of Mississippi. Those are the areas that have been more prone to tornadoes, and there may be a small chance for severe weather, at least as close by as Cookeville or even west of Knoxville tonight. High wind warning, as I mentioned, runs from 7 p.m. tonight till 10 a.m. Wednesday for localized winds from the south 25 to 40, gusting around 70 miles per hour. Now that's hard to imagine because it's so localized. That will not be the case in Knoxville. We'll have winds about 5 to 10 plus from a variable direction here in Knoxville in the valley. Our high temperature today hit 65. I was expecting 66. Normal high 55, record high 76 from 2001. Meanwhile, we hit 65 in Oak Ridge. We did hit 66 in Sevierville and around Seymour, but it was 70 in Athens today and 69 in Tellico Plains. And temperature 68 Chattanooga, 70 in Huntsville, just to give you a sample around the region. Now those blue clouds are the thicker clouds, and when it turns gold, it's even thicker still. So we're getting some really thick clouds coming in that's producing the rain moving across much of central and middle and east Tennessee at this point. But essentially Chattanooga, Huntsville, that's the moisture that's streaming in here from the south and west, and that's why we've got the rain in our anticipation tonight. The drought monitor, which comes out weekly, usually it comes out Thursday mornings like clockwork, but it came out Wednesday last week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Makes sense. So it came out last Wednesday, and the driest areas are the areas that could get the lion's share of tonight's rain. What am I talking about? Well, the orange area represents the severe drought: Madisonville, Tellico Plains, Tallahassee, Vaughn, or Greenback. But this is also the area, based on the Weather Prediction Center, that thinks they could have some scattered flash flooding. I know, it's amazing. What comes and goes, it's the cycle. But Fountain City, Knoxville, and Karnes, Mascot, all under the moderate drought, and those yellow areas represent abnormally dry conditions. So the entire state of Tennessee can use every drop that comes. Now, the Weather Prediction Center is another division of NOAA. We could draw our own little Venn diagram, as it were. The marginal slight represents isolated and scattered flash flooding. Could be localized, but the vulnerable areas may be the small creeks and streams, and also some urban areas as well. So the biggest concern in yellow would be Maryville, Alcoa, and interestingly enough, where we have the biggest severe drought, Tellico Plains, Tallahassee, Madisonville, Greenback. Areas in that area may find more scattered flash flooding tonight. Kingston also, but hopefully you have the Captain Accurate Weather app. You'll be ready as to what comes. Now, I want to show you some of the model guidance. Models never, I repeat, never agree, but they do suggest trends, and you can see some areas, Wartburg, Kingston, and Oak Ridge, could exceed 3 inches. Knoxville here suggests 2.7. Now, what if that area of rain gets moved or shifted further south and east? That's what some of the other models suggest. They put the heavier totals down toward Maryville, maybe back toward Athens with over 2, maybe 2.5 in yellow. That's a possibility as well. But if we took a blend of the two, you're still looking at 1 to 2 inches with some 3-inch isolated locally higher amounts that could occur in your neighborhood. So be prepared for that. The most rain we've had all month so far is 2.11. And some of you will pick that up just tonight alone, making up for some lost time. We're about 3.5 inches below normal since September 1st. Now, the 4 words that might be helpful, especially if you live in a flood-prone area, would be turn around, don't drown. Whether you're in a red car like this, maybe you're in a sturdy pickup truck or an SUV, it doesn't take much rushing water to sweep it away. 6 inches of water can knock you off your feet. 12 inches of rushing water can take a car or SUV and sweep it away, and 18 inches of water can take a large vehicle and sweep it away. So it's always best to make that decision. You know what? It's not worth it. I know I grew up here, you might be thinking. I know this road like the back of my hand, you might be thinking. But you don't know if that water has compromised the road, if the potholes are now a sinkhole. You just don't know. You don't know what's under that water. So it's always best to turn around, don't drown. It's a safety tip that does save lives. Lots of thunder, as you can see, sliding up from the south and west through Louisiana. I mentioned there have been a few tornadoes. In fact, they're growing here. Looks like maybe less static, but tornado there. Look like parts of Mississippi, reported damage there. They've also had quite a bit of hail. Funnel clouds also being reported in this area. So lots of damage may be found in this area of the country, Mississippi, before the night is through. Lots of snow reports back to the Rockies and Northwest. Rain tonight, plenty of it. Downpours, early rain to full sunshine expected tomorrow, with some sunshine, high clouds on Thursday. The Storm Prediction Center, another division of the NOAA agency, the marginal and slight, even some enhanced and moderate risk, the real bullseye for those storms is centered around Mississippi. And that's where the greatest concern. We're talking about moderate risk from Jackson, Columbus, Greenville, as well as Vicksburg. Those are the areas that might see more tornadoes tonight through about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Nashville, Memphis under the slight risk. That's some scattered severe storms. And Knoxville, right on the edge, maybe an isolated severe storm, but most of that I think is going to be west of I-75 and possibly west of Crossville before the night is through. So an isolated severe in dark green, non-severe rumbles of thunder, more likely to the east of Knoxville. It's just how the Storm Prediction Center drew their map. And the tornado risk is most pronounced in red. That's a 15% chance that a tornado could occur within 25 miles of Jackson, within 25 miles of Vicksburg. So you get the point. Within 25 miles of any point in red, there's a 15% chance. That's pretty high. So a little tornado outbreak may be very well underway there tonight. So our thoughts and prayers are down there. But tomorrow's risk for severe weather is muted. It's now isolated between New Orleans, Atlanta, and Destin. But nothing here, as we'll just see this rain depart pretty quickly, and then the sun will pop out in full force. So here's what it looks like at 9:45. Not much has changed. 10 o'clock, not much has changed. How about midnight? Still raining. Boy, is it raining hard in some areas, in yellow, in orange, and red. And then we go into 2 o'clock in the morning, it comes back in some cases, it lightens up in others. And by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, if you're out the door, 5:30 or 7, it becomes more scattered. Another rumble of thunder could come from this line, I suspect, tomorrow morning, and it pulls away. Then you're going to see sunshine break out, if not by 10 o'clock, certainly by lunchtime, when it's in the 40s out west, and in the low 50s in Knoxville. Our high should arrive around 60 degrees at 8 a.m. So it's an upside-down day, but a high around 8 a.m. of 60 only gets cooler from there as the cold front moves further away. By the end of the day, we're in the 40s and 50s, and then tomorrow night into Thursday morning, we turn frosty cold. We're in the lower to mid-20s, yes, lower to mid-20s, where you'll be able to see your breath, and you'll be reminded that winter isn't all that far away. And Thursday, of course, is December 1st. That's the meteorological start of winter. And, of course, tomorrow is the unofficial, no, it's the official end of hurricane season. That runs June 1st to November 30th, and tomorrow is November 30th. So I just thought I'd throw that out there for those who are keeping score on the calendar. It is certainly going to get colder again. But tonight, 52-year low, rainy downpours, rumbles of thunder, some fog possibility. Lows tonight will be in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Oh my, about 37 Jamestown, 49 Oak Ridge, 52 in Knoxville. That's because of the passage of the front. Wednesday, it's 60 and falling. Early rain and clouds, dress for the 40s and 50s, as we will see clouds give way to full sunshine, winds 5 to 15 plus. Here's your Captain Accurate weather forecast for Wednesday. 59 early Oak Ridge, 61 Sevierville, 58 in Morristown. Here is your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. 100% chance of rain tonight, 60% chance through about 8 a.m., and then we'll down to 25, then 49, and then back to the rainy pattern Friday night into Saturday, a 40 to 60% chance, and then a pullback Sunday before we have more rain coming in Monday and Tuesday of next week. Obviously a lot to take in, but that's one of the great things about the Captain Accurate Weather app. Now with Pete Michaels Traffic, you get it free. It's at the App Store and Google Play. Just search Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. So weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.